Hey Scotty, did you see we got the new Wilds of Eldraine product? Yeah, I know, I'm really excited. So which one do you want to start with? Okay, let's go with that one. Hello, everybody, and welcome yet again to another one of our fantastic unboxings for the Wilds of Eldraine. Thank you, Scotty, for that intro, as usual. Today, we are having a deep dive into yet another one of those wonderful products. We are having a look at a box of set booster packs for the Wilds of Eldraine. As usual, this is going to be printed in Belgium. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I always love set boosters openings. I think for me it's the sweet spot for anyone who wants to try and get as many cards as valuable as possible without spending too much money, because the collectors ones are better for that, but at the same time they're much more expensive. So that's the sweet spot. And of course, if you want to buy some set boosters and you're thinking, well, I don't know, should I go draft a set booster? Usually set boosters are more for those who want to get value out of their packs, as you tend to get more rares and more mythics. Today, we are going to be unboxing this. If you're new to our series, first off, welcome. And secondly, we usually go through each card that we haven't seen before in our previous unboxings, read it out, give you our thoughts, and go on from there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video as we start unboxing our set booster for the Wilds of Eldraine. This box is going to be a fun one, I hope. And I really love the colors, by the way, used by this. I think this is Ariette's face or portrait with her apple. So that's really, really beautiful. And oh, that's wonderful. Look at that. Sir Ginger, and scan here to discover the coolest cards. So this is basically an intro to the how to collect. We've made a lot of videos about all the different cards that you can get in this set and all the different versions of where you can find them. So if you're interested, after this video you can go and look that up on our channel. So we will start as usual. This box contains a grand total of 30 booster packs, 12 cards each, and we will start with the first one, and I hope you enjoy this just as much as we will. So I'm pretty interested, what are your thoughts on this set so far? The cards that I've seen are really cool. The art is lovely and really well done. I think there was a lot of passion put into this set, and I am a sucker for Eldraine, so that's another cool thing for me. So we get a start off with the plains. We get Moment of Valor, Slumbering Keep Guard, Savior of the Sleeping, Chancellor of Tales. Now we go to the uncommons: Picklock Prankster, Threadbind Click, Dutiful Griffin, Pests of Honor, which we've not seen before, is a 2/2 mouse that costs 3, has Celebration, and when you celebrate, you put a +1/+1 counter on Pests of Honor. Actually a pretty decent uncommon. It can grow up really big. And we kick it off with our first mythic on our first pack. It's Will, Scion of Peace. Is a 2/4 legendary creature, human wizard, because Will and Rowan have now, well, they're fighting each other. They're just not happy with each other anymore. Brothers and sisters, siblings, just not being happy. This is a 2/4 that costs 1 generic and Azurius, and it has vigilance, and you can tap it, and it says that spells you cast this turn that are white or blue cost X slash to cast, where X is the amount of life you've gained this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Now this is going to be maybe really good in constructed, but in limited, not so much. Then we get Copy Enchantment in our Enchanting Tales slot, and then the Charmed Clothier as a foil, and then a Wicked and Cursed roll, and that's it. So yeah, it's been a great set so far. I think there are quite a lot of nice cards. I do believe that they have toned down significantly the strength of the set. Oh, this one has a beautiful stamp of the signature of the artist. So we get an Island, Fellow Horseman, Verdant a Rider, Minecart Daredevil, Stockpiling Celebrant, which actually is fairly good in drafts and in limited overall. If you can synergize with it, there are a lot of ETBs and also exile things that you can do with it. So definitely it's a good card if you can build your deck around it. Then we get Ice Rot Sentry, Succumb to the Cold, which is winters in Edinburgh really. Red Tooth Vanguard, and actually we've not seen the Red Tooth Vanguard, have we? No, this is a 3-1 for 2 Trampler Earth Warrior. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield you control, if you pay 2, return Vanguard from graveyard to your hand. Okay, not bad. Sleep Curse Fairy, I like this one. This is a 3/3 fairy wizard that costs only 1, has Flying War 2, and enters the battlefield with 3 stun counters on it, and you can pay 2 to untap it. And every time you untap it, a stun counter gets removed. Therefore, you can force this much quicker. Very, very good fairy. I like this. And since this is rare, we'll do things as such. Okay, then we get Raid Bombardment, and we also get Shared Animosity. This is an enchantment that we've seen before. Really, really nice for the Rats deck. If you get it, it's gonna be a really good one. And overall, it's just a good one for a tribal. Then we get Into the Fate Court and foil, and then a useless token. So yeah, it's been a great set. I really enjoyed it. I've only just done the pre-release. I haven't had time to play with the cards further, but yeah, it's really, really nice. Okay, and we have our first foil Lightbox land. It's a swamp, very beautiful. Then we get Protective Parents, Charmed Clothier, Return Triumphant, Torch the Tower, Eerie Interference, Ashok's Reaper, Taken by Nightmares, Become Brutes. We've not seen this one. It's a sorcery. It costs 2. 1 or 2 target creatures each gain haste until the end of turn. For each of those creatures, you create a monster roll attached to it, given a trample and +1/+1. Interesting. Then we get the Apprentice Folly. This is a saga enchantment. It costs 4, and it has Izzet. For the first 2 steps, you choose target non-token creature you don't control that does not have the same name as the token you control, and you create a token that's a copy of it, except it is in legendary. It is a reflection in addition to these other types, and then on the 3rd step you sacrifice all reflections. So it's good. You basically get a couple of copies out of things for 2 turns, and you get to use them twice. It could be okay in standard. I don't know in drafting or in sealed if it's gonna be a great one. It could be decent if you have bombs in play, but it tends to play with spells mostly. So if you have some flyers, yeah, it could be annoying, like as a top ender kind of thing. You can swing for 9 all in one go. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, and then we get Primal Vigor. This is a 5 cost enchantment green. That's if 1 or more tokens will be created twice that many of those tokens are created instead, and 4 or more counters will be put on a creature twice that many +1/+1 counters are put on that creatures instead. Very good for, well, commander decks in general. Candy Grapple, foil, and then we get a mini game. I wonder how many people actually play the mini games. I've not ever seen anybody play mini games at LGSs, and not a lot of people speak about them. Oh, this is gonna be a good card. What is it called? The Ego Drain. I wonder if it's gonna make any shakes in any of the constructed formats. I've not seen one yet, so it might be even hard to find. Anywho, we get a Mountain, then we get a Mocking Sprite, Stringblade Assassin, Into the Fate Court, Cell Sword, Laura Skitter's Butcher, Totentans, and then Tattered Ratter, and Intrepid Truffle Snout. This is a new one. It's an adventure creature. It costs 2 on the creature side, and it's a 3/1. Whenever Intrepid Truffle Snout attacks alone, you create a food token, and then on the adventure side, it has an instant that's green as well. Go Hog Wild. Target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. It's okay. I think it's a decent one for early game. It can trade down, but at the same time, it could be good. And then we get another mythic. This is Stallion. We've seen it before. I think this is going to be a decent one. And then we get Hatching Plans. A great little enchantment. It costs 2. 1 is put into graveyard from battlefield. You get to draw 3 cards, so that's actually fairly interesting. There are a lot of synergies to do this, definitely, so that's not bad. Then we get Curse of the Werewolf in foil, and we get one of the Universes Within. So this used to be the Walking Dead Universes Beyond, and now they've been translated into Universes Within. And yeah, I don't remember which character is which, but we're gonna have a look at it. This is Hans Slayer Zella. It's a 4/4 that costs 2, and Gruul, legendary creature, human archer. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent creates 3 walker tokens, which are 2/2 black zombies, and you can tap it to deal 2 damage to target creature. And whenever a zombie an opponent controls dies, you draw a card. That's an okay card, but that's good. It's also a mythic, so I don't know how easy it is to find these. We'll see just now. So I'm hoping to get what's his name? I don't remember the leader of The Walking Dead. He's a white and he interacts with humans, so that card is actually really good and was really expensive because it was only printed there. Anyway, Snare Master Sprite, Frozen in Place, Frost Bridge Guard, Kindled Heroism, Ice Out, Twisted Sewer Witch, Cheeky House Mouse, which is fairly good. It trades up and you can always just sorcery it. The sorcery can be okay situationally, but the Sneaky Mouse is not bad. Knight of Doves, Fox Bodyguard. This is a 2/2 that costs 1 and 2 whites, and it's a flash elf fox knight creature. When it enters the battlefield, you can exile up to 1 target non-fox creature until it leaves the battlefield, and you can sacrifice it to gain 2 life, and you can effectively use it to save a creature you own or a creature that an opponent controls can be removed. That is amazing. Smothering Tide, and wow. Okay, so this is the Enchanting Tale Smothering Tide. This is a great enchantment for Commander overall, and I think it's going to be really, really, really good as well in Limited. It's forecaster enchantment. That's why whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If he doesn't, you get to create a treasure token, and we get another one. This is a mythic. Wow, that's crazy. Kind of lucky so far. Belluna Grand Squall is a 4/4 giant novel for 3, and it is Teamer, and it's a 4/4 with trample on one side because it's also an adventure. It's a legendary creature, giant noble. Has permanent spells you cast that have an adventure cost 1 generic less to cast, and then Seek Thrills, which is the adventure side, which is cost 5 with the Teamer, and 2 generic. It's an instant. Mill 7 cards, then put all cards that have an adventure from among the milled cards into your hand. Okay, so this is going to be a commander that synergizes with adventure. I think this is the only reason why they made this commander, but it's really interesting. We got a foil, so that's going to be nice. I still can't believe we got a Smothering Tide. This is a second one. We got one in our Commander Masters opening. We got the borderless one, the frame break one, so that was really, really nice. So yeah, we get Rowan here, and this is going to be a wonderful little card. Then we get an island and Conceited Witch. Not that after all. Prophetic Prism, Ariet's Whisper, Shatter the Oath Spells, Scorn Coven, Soul Guide Lantern, High Fey Negotiator, extremely good in Limited, and Elvish Archivist, which we've seen before. And then we get Intangible Virtue. This is an enchantment that gives +1/+12 to all creatures you control that are tokens, and also Vigilance, so that's not bad. And then we get a Retive Vanguard in foil. Okie doke. Let's see. And we've only gotten 2 of the anime versions on our draft box opening, so let's see how many you can get more or less in here. Whoop, flip one out. Rhyme for Reindeer, Kellen's Lightblades, Crystal Grotto, Plunge into Water, Cursed Courtier, The Witch's Vanity, which is great, Twist's Fealty, Stone Splitter Bolt, and then we get the Restless Fortress. This is the second Restless land that we see, and as this battlefield tap, you can add either of Orza by tapping it, and then for 4, Restless Fortress becomes a 1/4 white black dynamic creature until the end of turn, and when it attacks, the defending player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. This is actually really, really good. In the long run, this last ability logorates your opponents quite significantly, so in Limited it might be really good. I don't know in Constructed because I would have to taste it out. Now we get Leyline of Abundance, which we've seen before, and Protective Parents in the foil. We're almost done with the first third of the box. Okie dokie, this is Ashok in a borderless fairy tale version, very wonderful. And then we get the Plains, Merry Bards, Unassuming Sage, Living Lectern, Unruly Catapult, Ariet's Tempting Apple. I think this is actually really, really good, and it synergizes with a lot of the Limited archetypes. Neva Stalked by Nightmares, Fairy Dream Thief, very good card, Dream Spoilers, and another one. This is a Restless Bible, and this is another one of the Restless lands. It enters the battlefield tapped, it adds anything of Boros, and then for 3 becomes a 2/2 red and white oaks, created until the end of the turn, and it's still a land. And then when it attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It can buff itself as well. It's extremely good until the end of the turn. Of course, it can buff itself. Very, very good land. I think This is the best one for limited in general. Curiosity, great enchantment. And then we get Titanic Growth and foil. And then Riftbolt from Time Shift? No, this is Time Spiral. Sorry. Time Spiral, the original one. So Riftbolt costs 3. It's red. It's a sorcery. It deals 3 damage to any creature or player. And you can suspend it for 1 and 1 red. That's really, really nice. And I love seeing the list cards in here. I love them very much. Okie dokie. One of the coolest things that they've introduced, I believe, and Magic the Gathering with the different versions is the list cards, and one of the main reasons why I love opening set boosters as well, because you can get so much value out of it. Then we get a Foil Island, a Murfrock, Coralsmith, Root Rider Fawn, the Evolving Wilds, Toadstool Admirer, Tenacious Stoneseeker, a Bitter Chill Pill, Solitary Sanctuary, Sherry of Numbing Depths, the end, and then we get Impacting Tremors, and we also get a Fairy Fencing in foil and a Rat token. Very, very nice. Kiduk. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so we start off with Mountain, a Frantic Bolt, Firebolt, Water Wings, Quick Study, Johann Stopgap, Fairy Fencing again, Obira's Dreaming Duelist, Ego Drain, there it is. It makes their first appearance for us. It's a sorcery, it costs 1, target opponent reveals their hand, you choose an online card from it, that player discards that card. If you don't control a fairy, then you exile a card from hand. Now, this is not a bad card, but you have to use it intelligently. In limited, what I would do is you want to try and use it at the very, very later steps of their gameplay, or if you have a fairy, you hold on to it until you have fairies in play. Getting yourself 2 for 1 is not really worth it in the early game, especially on turn 1. But it's a great card. I would love to see how it's gonna go with limited and constructed as well, especially constructed. Anyway, then we get Mosswood Dread Knight. This is our second or third showcase version, and this is a beautiful, beautiful card. And yeah, so this is a 3/2 Mosswood Dread Knight. It costs 2 Human Knight. It's a trampler, and when it dies, you may cast it from your graveyard as an adventure until the end of your next turn. And for the adventure side, it's a sorcery that's black, Dread Whispers. It costs 2. You draw a card, you lose 1 life. So I really like this card. Oh, and we get another one. This is Twining Twins. We've seen it before. Great, great little card. And we get Utopia Sprawl. It's not bad. And then we get Stroke of Midnight foil. Very wonderful little card that I think is going to make a big splash in Commander. And then we get on the Modern Horizons 2, Sithis Harvest Hand. This is a Lesnia creature. Legendary enchantment. Nymph is a 1/2. And whenever you cast an enchantment spell, you gain 1 life and draw a card. We've reviewed the Virtue and Valor deck. And when we upgraded it, this is one of the cards that we wanted to put in. So yeah, there you go. There you have it. Great little card. And we're going to start now off with the second third of this box. So far, fairly decent box. Then we go on, we get a Plains, Gnawing Crescendo, Warehouse Tabby, Wicked Visitor, Hopeless Nightmare, great little card. The white one of these two is better, but it's extremely good still. Back for Seconds, another great card. Welcome to Sweet Tooth. Then Godwic's First Duel, Splashy Spellcaster, and Poland Shield Hair, we've seen it before. Vampiric Rites, and Kellen's Light Blades in the foil version, and a treasure token. So yeah, the first third was really, really good, and we're getting to see a lot of the card versions, so that's really wonderful. Then we get a foil mountain that's beautiful in the Lightbox Treatment, Hopeful Vigil. This is the better of the two of the Hopeless Nightmare. So you get it? Hopeless, Hopeful, Vigil, Nightmare. Yep. Bestial Bloodline, Red Tooth Gynecologist, and the Curse of the Werefox, Ferocious Werefox, Johann's Apprentice Sorcerer, Hearth Elemental, Frolicking Familiar, extremely good card. Then we get Charming Scoundrel. Is a 1/1 human rogue, costs 2, has haste. When it enters the battlefield, you choose 1. Discard a card, then draw a card, create a treasure token, or create a Wicked Roll token attached to target creature you control. Very good card in the early game, but it's not something that would pack one, pick one for sure. Then we get Spreading Seas, a classic, and then Hamlet Glutton on foil. Okie dokie, let's see here. What do we get? Oh, we have Garruk on the front. Okay, we get an island. We get Screen Puff, Feed the Cauldron, Commune with Nature, Collector's Vault, extremely good card in Limited. Tempest Heart, another very good card in Limited. Troyan, Gusty Explorer, very good. Up the Beanstalk, very good together actually. Cruel Somnophage, seen it before in this beautiful version. And actually, there you go, I've just reorganized a little bit here. Bramble Familiar, this is a 2/2 adventure creature and it costs 2. On the creature side, you can tap it. It's an elemental raccoon. You can tap it to add 1 green, and then for 2, you can tap it, discard a card, return it to its owner's hand, and then on the other side, Fetch a Quest is a sorcery adventure that costs 7. You mill 7 cards and put a creature or enchantment or land card from among them, mill cards onto the battlefield. Could be really good in the 5+ Simic deck for Limited. Ooh, wow, Hardened Scales makes a return again. Seen it before. Very good enchantment. And then we get Shrouded Shepherd and foil, and another one. This is from Lorwyn. Changeling Hero is a 4/4 shapeshifter that costs 5 and it has changing, so this card is every creature type at all times. It is a champion a creature ability, so when it comes into play, sacrifice it unless you remove another creature you control from the game. Whenever this card leaves play, you return that card into play. Then it has lifelink, and I like that it used to explain every single thing on the card. Very, very nice card. I really love it. It's a very nice set. Unfortunately, I did not play Lorwyn myself, and I know I missed out, but a lot of people didn't actually open and play that set, and yeah, kind of went down in history as that. Besotted Knight, Aquatic Alchemist, Ventress Transmuter, a Bellowing Bruiser, Obira, Ego Drain, again, wonderful card, Chancellor of Tales, Charging Hooligan. This is the first one we see actually. It's a 3/3 human peasant. It costs 4. When it attacks, it gets +1/+0 until the end of turn for each attacking creature. Wow. And if a rat is attacking, it also gains trample until the end of turn. And this is going to be insane. But I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, a Wild Slug card. This is a Jumpstart card. You can as identified by the fact that the number is extremely high here. So, but it's a great card overall if you're building a rat deck, I guess, with Rakdos. Then we get Feral Encounter once more, Hatching Plans, and Misleading Motes in foil, and then an adventure token. Actually, I've not seen a lot of these adventure side tokens. Quite interesting. Anyway, gonna continue on to our journey, and ooh, this is beautiful. Which one of the Enchanting Tales is this one? This is the Primal Vigor that we saw earlier. Wow, gorgeous, gorgeous little art. Beautiful card. Mountain, then Balloonist Gatekeeper, Beanstalk Worm, Scarecrow Guide, Stormkelp Prowler, Archive Dragon, Disdainful Stroke, and Galvanic Giant. And we get the Huntsman Redemption once more, Grasp of Fate, and As Foretold. Wow, this is an amazing enchantment. This is a great one. It is a 3 blue enchantment, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you put a time counter on this card, and once each turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost of a spell you cast with mana value X or less, where X is the number of counters on As Foretold. Extremely good card. I play this in my what's her name, Atraxa's deck. Yeah, Planeswalker's deck. It's really good. Extremely good card, and this is actually a really good hit. And then we get Beautiful Griffin and an Element. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth a lot this version, but it's definitely a great little card. And to have it reprinted in the main sheet is insane. I really love this. Ooh, this is beautiful. I don't remember which card is this. Court of Ardenvale. I've not seen this one before. It might be one of the commander cards, maybe. Okay, this is a Forest. Sky Beast Tracker, because they have some commander cards that are only available in the wildcard slot. Obera's Attendance, Spell Stutter, Titanic Growth, Stormkelp Vanguard, Howling Galefang, Belligerent of the Ball, and we get Malevolent Witch Kite, which is, if I'm not mistaken, a Jumpstart card. It's a 5/4 Dragon Warlock. It costs 6, has flying. When it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, and or tokens, then draw that many cards, so you bargain to draw cards, basically. Interesting card. Ooh, I mean, yes, why not another one? Virtue of Persistence. This is the second one that we've seen. Great for reanimate and also great on the left side as well. Overall, really wonderful. I managed to get it off twice in our pre-release, and it is a game changer if you keep it in play. Great card, absolutely. And then we have the Season of Growth, a classic. And wow, another one. This is a foil rare adventure card in the showcase version. It's called Scalding Viper. Very beautiful art. It's a 2/1 elemental snake, and it costs 2. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value 3 or less, it gains it deals 1 damage to that player. So this is quite decent at early games. And then for Steam Clean Sorcery, it is blue and on the adventure side, of course. So in return token, no land permanent to its owner's hand. Could be really annoying. Wow, this pack could be really annoying for he is a deck. And we get the Dragon Throne of Tark here. This is a legendary equipment artifact, and it costs 4. Equipped creature has Defender, and for 2 generic and tap that creature, other creatures you control gain trample and +X until end of turn, where X is this creature's power. Very nice little legendary equipment, and it's so cool. Nice pull. Very nice. Okay, that was a legendary pack right there. Okay, the next up, oh my god, I love this art. And this is the Evolving Wilds, I know. It's such a beautiful art. Okay, then we get a foil Swamp, Hollow Scavenger, Leaping Ambush, Territorial Witchstalker, Ash Party Crasher, Stroke of Midnight, Gallant Pie Wielder, very good card for limited, Imodane's Recruiter, Embereth's Veteran, and the Iron Crag. This is a legendary artifact, Mana Rock. It costs 2 generic, you tap it for 1 generic, and then whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can have this card become a legendary equipment artifact named Everflame Hero's Legacy, which I guess is going to be Excalibur. And if you do, it gains equip 3 generic, and equipped creature gets +3/+3 and loses all abilities. So this is a nice one. It's a little bit of card that you would use for creatures that don't have a lot of good abilities, or just to buff up bigger creatures. How it happens is, so long as you cast 1 legendary creature, this can be transformed and then stays that. You don't have to attach it to that legendary creature. You can use it on any other creature, so very good card. And then we get a Force Fruition. It costs 6. It's an enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player draws 7 cards. I don't much like this card myself. Then we get Twisted Sewer Witch. We've seen it before. It's a foil card. And then an adventure token. And almost done with the second third of our unboxing. Very good cards so far. Okay, we get a Forest, a Ginger Brute, Candy Trail, a Spider Food, poor little fairy, Return from the Wilds, Monstrous Rage, Boundary Lands Ranger, a Two-Headed Hunter, a Witchstalker Frenzy, and a Red Cup Gutter Dweller, which we've seen before, Grasp of Fate, and a Beastalk Worm on the foil version, and a food token. I think we're missing only the green and the red we've seen. What is it? The green and the blue of the virtues, and we've seen every other one so far. So that's gonna be nice. Oh, Ariette in the showcase version. Island, Sleight of Hand, Cooped Up, Borrow Naughty, Misleading Motes, Ruby Darling Tracker, Picnic Ruiner, Agatha's Champion, Corvold and the Noble Thief, Song of Totentans, Utopia Sprawl, and a Sugar Rush foil and a food token. And we're starting to see more and more of the cards that we've seen already before. As it so happens, once you get past a certain point in the unboxings, Totentans, then we get a Mountain, a Sweet Tooth Witch, a Diminisher Witch, Witch's Mark, so many witches things in the first 3, Picklock Prankster, Treadbind Click, Dutiful Griffin, the Princess Takes Flight, the Glass Casket, and we get the Elusive Otter. Okay, we've not seen this one before. It costs 1 blue on the creature side, and it's a 1/1 with Prowess, which is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets gets +1/+1 until the end of turn, and creatures with power less than the elusive otter's power cannot block it. And on the adventure side, it's a green card. It's a sorcery called Grove's Bounty. It's X and green, and distribute X +1/+1 counters among any number of creatures you control. Yeah, this is really good, and for the Simic Ram deck, definitely something that I would use. Season of Growth, and then back for seconds foil and a food token. Yeah, definitely great for that Simic interaction. I don't know how strong Simic is going to be, but I think you can definitely build a lot of decks and not have to stay too much in the archetypes, because you can splash fairly okay in this set. Island, Evolving Wilds, Toadstool Admirer, Moment of Valor, Twisted Fealty, Stone Splitter Bolt, Arius Tempting Apple, Neva, Fairy Slumber Party. Okay, I've not seen this one before. It's a 6 sorcery. Return all creatures to their owner's hands for each opponent who control a creature. Return this way, you create 2 1/1 blue fairy creature tokens with flying, and this creature can block only creatures with flying. Not a great one. I think this is more aimed at, well, Commander, but it's not a great one. And then we get another mythic. This is Ashiok. We've seen it before. It's decent, but it's interesting because I don't know how you would play it. I think you have to build a deck around it. Season of Growth, and then a Spider Food, and then a Wolf Caller's Howl. This is an enchantment from Commander 2014. Costs 4, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you put X 2/2 green wolf creature tokens onto the battlefield, where X is the number of your opponents with 4 or more cards in hand. Interesting card. Interesting card. Okay, we journey on into the adventure. See what we get here. Oh, beautiful. This is the Risic Study, the anime version. Not seen this one before. Sugar Rush, Slumbering Keep Guard, Savior of the Sleeping, the Fell Horseman, Totentanz, Swarm Piper, Tattered Ratter, Twisted Sewer Witch, and we get another Virtue of Persistence. This is amazing. This is in the showcase version, and it's gorgeous. Let's see side by side really quickly how they look. You can see here that's very similar in theme, but quite different and quite beautiful. They're both amazing cards, and I really like it. Yep, we've gotten very lucky, and this is one of the more expensive ones too, so very lucky there. We get Lich's Knight's Conquest as a sorcery, as a rare that we've seen before. Then we get Ground Seal, Season of Growth. Wow, we got a lot of cards in this one. So unfortunately, our camera has died in between, and to be fair, there weren't a lot of booster packs left after we opened the Virtue of Persistence, but you know, it's unfortunate, it happens. So what we got in between is some pretty decent cards. I will just go through all the cards that we got, and not the commons and uncommons, those are kind of pointless, but more the rares, the mythics, and so on and so forth. And yeah, it's unfortunate, it does happen, and unfortunately the camera did not notify me of this as I was trying to finish up the video. So what we got here, we got some really good cards in the end. We got Ashok's Wicked Manipulator in the foil borderless version, and this is extremely rare, even though it's not a necessarily a good card, because at the moment it's not the most overpriced one. There's less than 1% chance of getting a foil mythic, especially like this one, so it's extremely rare to get. We got the Virtue of Strength, which is extremely good for commander decks. Absolutely a great one. We got the Aggravated Assault, the Virtue of Persistence, Scalding Viper, Cruel Somnophage, and Moss Red Knight. Of course, some of these you've already seen. Then we got Elvier of the Wild Court as another mythic, and nothing else that you haven't seen before. And then we got Extraordinary Journey, Heartflame, and Gumdrop, and Rankle Sprank, I think you've seen. Rotisserie as well. Then we got the Once Upon a Time, funny enough, in the list slot. Very good card that got banned really quick alongside Oko. Then we got the Dirtwater Wraith, and I think you've seen that one. And continuing as one does, we got the Sanguine Bond, the Dragon Mantle, Dark Tutelage, Ground Seal, Hatching Plants, and Leyline of Sanctity. I don't think there's anything else you haven't seen here. Unfortunately, it does happen, and yeah, it's unfortunate, but what can we do? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed what unboxing you managed to see, and we'll try and make sure this doesn't happen next time. It's the first time this has happened like this for us, and I don't know what happened. It wasn't even the battery dying, it's just the camera and the phone swapping off. Anyway, other than that, I hope you've enjoyed this. Let us know in the comments down below what you like about this set. Did you actually open any set boosters, and did you get lucky? What cards did you pull out of those boosters? I read and reply to every single one of our comments, and I'm really interested in them. And if you liked our video, we first off want to thank you, and also we would ask you to please like and subscribe to our channel, as it does help small channels like ours quite significantly. And from Scotty and I, we will see you in the next videos, because we will be unboxing also a bundle and a collector's booster box. And so until then, we wish you a lovely day, a blessed day. Be good, be kind, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.